Let's start the podcast. You're listening to Off the Cliff Sports. I'm your host, Cliff Jacks. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys a lot out there. We're in the second round of the NHL and the NBA playoffs. Baseball is finally hitting a stride going into the summer months. And we just finished with the 2019 NBA draft in Nashville, Tennessee. They said they had about 300,000 people over the whole 4 days. Great weekend for the NFL. There was some shocking picks. There was a lot went on in this draft. You got some teams that were winners of the draft who most people probably was like, wow. Then you had some losers. I'm going to have some of the fellas come on, talk to you about who they thought had the best and the worst drafts. Also, what they thought about their own favorite team's draft. That's going to be interesting to hear because we got a couple Cowboys fans, got a Buccaneer fan. I myself, a Denver Broncos fan. I can go ahead and tell you right now, I think my team probably had a B-minus draft. At first, I thought John was not going to draft a quarterback, but he came around and drafted one in the second round. So at least we're not paying first-round money for a quarterback if it turns out to be a bust. Drew Lock, you're on the clock for the Broncos, that is. So after we get done with our NFL draft analysis, we'll dive into some NHL and some NBA action. Some series that are going to probably go 7 games on both sides of the ball or the puck, whichever one's your favorite, or if you're like me, watch both of them. I think our playoffs are turning out to be really good. When at first in the NBA, I thought Golden State was just going to walk easily through it. Off the Cliff Sports coming back at you. Don't go anywhere. All right, all you Everyday Joes and Everyday James out there, don't forget to follow on Instagram and follow on Twitter. We still got giveaways going on. We talked about the first round of the draft on last episode, so let's just dig a little deeper. I'm going to go ahead and say that I do have the Washington Redskins as a team I would say had one of the best drafts. They got the quarterback that they wanted, Dwayne Haskins, who I believe is going to be special. I think he even has the coaching staff, offensive minded, that could actually help him succeed. So that's a big deal. And Haskins is one of those quarterbacks that would rather stay in the pocket and throw it than run it, NFL style. That's good for him. I also believe with them picking up Sweat, as long as his heart condition isn't a factor, I think he's going to be a major pickup that they got in the first round that a lot of teams passed on. That kid could be a monster for the defensive side of the ball. So overall, the Redskins, they did a hell of a job in this draft. I would have to give them definitely an A+. And on the negative side, the New York Giants, well, their draft to me was a bust because of their first pick. And there's no way Daniel Jones should have been the 6th pick in this NFL draft. And everybody knows that this is all based on Cutcliffe and the Mannings. I don't see any other reason you would have Daniel Jones as your first pick. He doesn't have a strong arm. He played at Duke, which is a Power 5 school, but in football, they're not really Power 5 material, I guess I would say. They can win a few games, but chances are they're not going to beat the Virginia Techs. They're not going to beat the Florida States, the Miamis, and so forth. I think they could have did a lot better with their draft. So I definitely are going to put Washington down there as one of those teams that probably failed. A lot of teams been throwing around the Atlanta Falcons as well, and I'm kind of on that boat as well as the Falcons could have had a better draft. I was looking for a lot different type of a draft from Quinn. Quinn is a defensive minded coach, and it seemed like he's not going for what he knows. He had Seattle's defense as one of the best, but he's not been able to replicate that in Atlanta. Why? Is it the ownership holding him back? I don't really think so. Their drafting, though, is a little helter skelter. Last year, they got a big pick in Ridley for the offensive side to go with Julio. That was great. But the defense still didn't take that next step. They really should have addressed that defense heavier in the first few rounds of the draft. Denver Broncos, of course, as I told you, my team. I gave them a B minus. I think we got some pieces that we can use, so I'm happy about that. But I don't know if they did the splash or got the players I thought to be successful. I'm not really a tight end guy that high in the draft. I mean, I think there's going to be some tight ends picked lower that's going to be just as productive. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he is the next Shannon Sharp and helps lead us to a couple of those rings. We'll see how that works out. Future. So there you go for me. One of the teams that I have to hear about a lot since I'm in Dallas is the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys wasted their draft. They drafted 2 running backs. Don't know why. I would have drafted a young tight end higher in the draft that can play now because this Jason Witten experiment, I don't see it helping Dak at all. So I would have got young there. Top-notch receiver, yes. Maybe even a free safety or a strong safety higher in the draft. I just didn't like how they went about it, but they feel they have a plan. They've drafted pretty decently the last couple of years, so they're trying to work that plan out. But sooner or later, once you keep doing the same thing and it's only getting you first round exit in the playoffs, might be time to try something else or a new coach. I'm going to bring on a Cowboy fan, and we're going to get his opinion about some things. We're going to talk to you in a moment on Off the Cliff Sports. Stay with me, folks. Thank you guys for hanging in there on Off the Cliff Sports. I told y'all I was going to get a Cowboy fan on the line. I got the Chef on the line with us here. We're going to talk a little NFL draft. So, Chef, who had the best draft this year in the NFL?
Cliff, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on again. Really appreciate it. And, when I examined the draft, I think it was quite a few winners out there. But I think that the teams that stood out to me that was adding and getting younger, probably be my first team that I would look at. I have to say, I think the Browns are really doing great on the things that they've done. I mean, really and truly, with the 17th pick, they got Odell Beckham. So, I think that's a great pickup. Then you look at teams like Arizona. I really think, a lot of people are down on Kyler because of his size, but the offensive Cliff's going to run. I think that was a great help with them. But, honestly, I think the steal of the draft was a number 9 pick of Ed Oliver going to Buffalo.
I like that pick a lot. I think he could have got drafted higher.
Should have got drafted higher, but, he really is going to help that defense. I think them getting running backs is going to help them. I think it was probably one of the best scout drafts. I will say that. I think a lot of scouts did a lot of great work, and teams really went for need and not the flashy names. Well, besides the Giants, I had to stick that in there.
Daniel Jones at number 6, baby.
So, going and getting someone like Daniel Jones, who they think is going to be the future heir apparent to their franchise, was like me going out and picking somebody up from KFC and saying they're going to be the next owner of Tyson. But
so are you saying that the Giants had the worst draft?
When you invest a number 6 pick into an offense, let's say an organization that's on the frails, because I don't know what Gettleman is about, because I think he's about as wacky as I don't know what. You trade away Odell Beckham, you got picks. You use the pick to get a quarterback that isn't even in the caliber of anybody who was in that draft. Hawkins, Kyler Murray, those guys are way above and beyond. They set themselves up. I don't want to talk about privilege, but I will. That was a family privilege. Let's keep it in the family.
Heath,
He brought in the whole
Cutcliffe,
Manning
and
family.
Manning.
So, he that's how he got picked. He knew somebody that knew somebody.
Hey, they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Hey, it proven true with him because he ain't have the talent to be in a number 6 pick. Well, guess we'll see. Time will tell.
So, I mean, I don't really, to be honest, I don't like Arizona's draft. I didn't think they did too good of a job. I mean, they got the number one pick, obviously, but the rest of their draft, I think they should have went a little more offensive line, defensive line, because I mean, Kyler's great, but you don't want him to have to run for his life. And they didn't get enough people, I think, to come in there and help block to save his life.
I think you're right with that. I think a lot of things that the holes that they tried to fill were a lot of offensive holes. They got, a couple tight ends. They got some wide receivers to go with Kyler. The thing that I think that they needed to address was the offensive line as well. But we often hit that second wave of free agency where a lot of players wouldn't sign because they wanted to make sure all the teams would sign. They didn't have to give up a compulsory pick and everything. But I think they can go out. Everybody's going to have somebody cut off in the mini camps and after those OTAs and things, as people start disappearing. So they can pick up things like that. So, with that offense, you don't have to have that great of a offensive line. I mean, it's a zone blocking scheme with the spread out. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just don't have. I'm not sold on Queensbury. He didn't win at college, so I have no reason to think he's going to win in the pros. But good luck to Kyler, David Johnson, and I wouldn't mind seeing Larry Fitzgerald, probably the best professional football player we have, just based on his pedigree. I would like to see him go out on top.
It would be nice. I really enjoy his loyalty to his organization. I think they've given him opportunity to go out how he wanted to go out. Not a lot of players get to do that, but I mean, the guy still puts up numbers, and like you said, to piggyback off what you said, probably one of the highest character individuals in the NFL. He's done it the right way. He's never voiced his opinion on anything about how the organization were doing things, even when they were horrible. I think they've given him an opportunity to go out the way he want to go, but it would have been nice to see him win something after that heartbreaking loss to Pittsburgh here in our state, Texas.
Speaking of Texas, I'm glad you segued us into that. I mean, I heard from a little birdie you're a Cowboy fan. What do you think about the wonderful draft that the Dallas Cowboys had to offer for you guys out there in Cowboy Nation?
The birdie told you right. I am a diehard Cowboys fan, born and raised a Cowboys fan, and always going to be a Cowboys fan. But with that said, do I agree with half of the things that they do? Obviously not. I mean, I'm a logical, free spirit that thinks for myself. I'm not gonna drink the Kool-Aid just because Jerry want me to. But
So you're not gonna toe the line like he told y'all to?
No, I don't toe no lines for no man. So, but I will say this: I think the Cowboys had an efficient draft. At number 27, you wouldn't have got a player of Cooper's talent. So what? We didn't have a first round pick. We got a first round pick last year that helped us get to the playoffs and win our first playoff game since 12. So it doesn't matter. But the thing that the Cowboys need to the thing that the Cowboys need to get used to is and what they need to concern themselves with is signing the people that they have now. It's nice to have the fifth-year option on Zeke with a $10 million cap hit. But we need to get Dak signed so we can go ahead and get some other talent signed around him. Being an investment, we hope that Jerry will be smart with that investment. Considering the guy's making $1 million this year, we don't need to give him 35.
Now I don't. Let's don't leave the draft just yet. Now you guys picked two running backs in the draft.
Actually, we
Two.
picked a running back and a wide receiver. I mean, everybody wants to talk about picking a running back in Pollard, but actually, he started off as a receiver in Memphis.
He's labeled a running back.
Excuse me, Cliff. I'm just going to correct you on something here. He was recruited and started his first 2 years at Memphis as a wide receiver. As need was needed, he had some high school running back experience. Started playing running back. Finished his career at Memphis. You're correct. Was labeled a running back at the combine and at his pro day. But he's a versatile person who was mainly used at Memphis as a scat back as well as a returner. Had 7 return touchdowns in his career there, tied for the FBS record. So I think the Cowboys are going to use him in that same scheme. If we never hardly ever go 5 wide, but we can use him.
Yeah, you're not going 5
running
wide.
Back out of the backfield. He'll be a great asset as a returner, seeing that we got rid of Cole Beasley.
Are you going to cut Tavon Austin? You don't need both of them.
Tavon really didn't show anybody anything about returning anything last year.
Jason Garrett love him though, seems like.
So I mean, he does. He is infatuated with him because he was a toy for the Rams, but the only thing he's returning for us is doctor bills with his groin and hamstring and everything else. So we got to look for something else. And
that was good.
I think it was a great, number one, I'm as a former offensive line in high school and college, I would tell you this. McGovern was a great pickup. With the things that's coming ahead for the Cowboys, you got, we got people that's going to be under contract and not under contract getting coming up, so it's going to give us a little bit of leeway with the offensive line where everybody knows when Dallas offensive line is on point, which they didn't have their point guard in Travis Frederick last year, but he's back and healthy. It's the best offensive line in the NFL. And when it's the best offensive line in the NFL, Zeke runs for 1,800 yards. We win 12 games, and we make it to the playoffs. So now that we can have backups that are sustainable and not have to worry about going out and picking up people that are not like Looney, great job for filling in for Travis Frederick, but he is not an NFL starter by no means.
I remember I used to be a Cowboy fan back in the day, but I'm not falling for that anymore. So are you not going to pay Zeke? I'm sorry. Are you not going to pay Dak that $33 to $35 million that he wants?
I hope that Jerry will not pay him $35 million. The quarterback that everybody's putting him up against is the new contract that Russell Wilson got. There's no comparison. Russell's been to 2 Super Bowls, won one. He's in a different category for his passing game right now.
But what are you going to do if you don't pay Dak? What are you going to do?
We're going to pay Dak, but we're not going to pay him $35 million.
Oh, so he's going to take that hometown discount.
No, it's called the Tom Brady effect. If you want to put winners around you and players, you have to take less. Because if he doesn't take less, we can't pay nobody else.
Yeah,
you can't. You will see, as an avid NFL watcher, as I am too, the Seahawks will not be nothing for the next 5 to 10 years because they invested everything into one person. I mean, they try to prove a point with Russell Wilson with the loyalty, and I don't like the way he demanded that contract in the first place. Great for you to go out and get your money, but an organization got to think about an organization. You won 1 Super Bowl for me. You ain't won 6 like Brady, and we both know Brady is the 18th wealthiest quarterback in the league. After 6 titles.
Yeah, he don't make no money. He don't make no money. But I'm sure he gonna get it on the back end.
The thing is he gets it through advertisements, through sponsorships, through being sponsored for different car dealerships in the Boston area, grocery stores. He's making that money back, but eventually, his smartness of not being greedy has made them into a 6-time NFL champion.
Man, if they can get Dak to do that, the Cowboys, I might have to be scared of the Cowboys, but until then, I'm not gonna be scared of them.
Well,
Go Broncos.
Cliff, I really regret you bringing up the Broncos right now. But I can tell you this: that your great executive vice president of football operations is doing a splendid job of keeping y'all in the 6-10 to 7-9 run. So good job, Elway.
We won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. That's all we have to say to anybody that's a Cowboy fan. 3 years ago, we won the Super Bowl. I got a shirt for you.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate your NFL knowledge, though. I mean, you kick good knowledge, and I mean, we're gonna see if Dak takes a discount. People might want to be a little scared because that means they could pay Zeke. But if he don't take a discount, either Zeke or Jalen Smith, one of them gonna have to go. And Jalen Smith is a monster.
So I ask you this question, Cliff. Who says Dak ain't gonna go?
Well, no, I asked you, are you gonna pay Dak? And you was like, we ain't paying him that money. So, I mean, that's a good point.
Look,
But
he's a great investor. He's been one of the diamonds in the rough for the Cowboys. You drop a player of his caliber in the fourth round, you're not expecting anything but a career backup. This guy is a proven talent in the NFL, but he still has flaws.
Yeah.
He still hasn't shown me that he can read defenses. He still hasn't shown me that he can run an NFL offense, because we both know that being avid Madden players, Jason Garrett's running Norv Turner's 1992 offensive playbook. So with the addition of Kellen Moore, we will see if he will get able to audible, to go up to the line and read defenses, to see the hot blitzes. We'll see if this is his year to prove, are you worth $30 million?
Well, I think Kellen Moore is going to make him regress, because you can't get a backup who never got on the field to be your offensive. I just don't think that was a good decision by Jerry.
Honestly, I think it was a great decision. You know why? Because I think he made that decision because of the comfortability of Dak's relationship with Kellen Moore. And to have somebody at that younger age where he's been a career backup, he knew he wasn't ever going to start in the NFL. So he's been concentrating on being a coach for the past 3 to 4 years. He's studied under some great talents. He's in the offseason, he lives in Tuscaloosa with Nick Saban. He goes up to Bill Belichick in the offseason. He's worked with Sean McVay. So it's a lot of things that a lot of people don't dig into, the fact that Kellen Moore's been grooming himself for this position for several years, because he knew he wasn't going to make NFL a career. I mean, he was a career backup, but he knew that coaching was the only way he was going to ever be successful in the NFL. So I look forward to seeing what the young man has to offer. And if he doesn't offer anything other than what Jason Garrett's been doing with, a 31 set, as I call it, with 3 receivers and 1 back, we give him a suitcase and a plane ticket, just like we're going to give Jason Garrett if they don't make it to the playoffs.
Oh, they'll make it to the playoffs this year. Now, probably lose in the first round, but you'll make it.
That's not a given. I want to.
Oh, you do got Philly. I forgot Philly's in y'all conference still.
No, we're not worried about Philadelphia. Come on, Cliff. Can they keep half of their team healthy? I mean, Carson Wentz has been stealing money for 2 years. I mean, the thing is it's no more Nick Foles to fall back on. He's going to Jacksonville. So when Carson Wentz back cracks or ACL tears, who is the quarterback they're going to turn to?
Carson's going to be ready this year, I think. I mean, the division is easy for the Cowboys. Let's just be honest. Them and Philly, because the other 2 teams are rebuilding, so you shouldn't lose to Washington or the Giants. Neither of those teams should beat Philly or the Cowboys.
I think it's an easy NFC East championship for Cowboys. I mean, they will probably make it to the playoffs. I see no threat from anybody within our division. New York Giants has the second oldest quarterback in the league with no nobility, no line. They have no defense. Washington is up and coming, I will say this to go back to what we talked about the draft. I think Washington had one of the greatest drafts. I mean, they got 2 first rounders. I don't know if someone's trying to bamboozle Sweat, but with that prognosis, Washington got lucky as I don't know what. To draft that guy in the top of the second round when he was a guaranteed first round top 5 pick is amazing and awesome. I
Yeah.
think that getting the quarterback Dwayne
Haskins.
Haskins out of Ohio State is a steal. I think he's an underrated quarterback with amazing accuracy that has mobility. But if you look back,
He hates to run.
He's not the typical black quarterback. He's a pocket passer.
Yeah, he doesn't like to run.
So we saw him put up a 73% completion percentage, over 50 touchdowns with 7 interceptions. It ain't too many quarterbacks in the FBS doing that. So, and it wasn't like he was playing undervalued talent. He was playing.
Yeah, them Big Ten teams suck. Michigan sucks. Wisconsin sucks. They suck.
Cliff, you sound like you have some venom for the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't have no love for the Big Ten at all. I'll be honest with you. I just think they're a little overrated, and I think it's all Harbaugh's fault that they're overrated. But that's neither here nor there. So I heard that you had a few gripes about the NBA that you wanted to get off your chest. We're going to transition away from football and let's go over to the NBA real quick and let you get your quick few minutes in. Before you say what you wanted to discuss, who do you have getting to the final out the remaining teams?
Cliff, I think I think coming out of the East, right now I'm sitting and I'm watching Milwaukee play Boston. If Milwaukee can get the production they've been getting out of Middleton, as well as some of their role players like Lopez, Covington, I think it's a given that they come out of the East. And then out of the West, I mean, we both know
the three-time champs.
When you stack 5 Hall of Famers on your team, you should win. You should come out of the West. It's not even fair that the NBA continues to allow the things that Golden State have done in the past 3 years.
Wait now. What 5 Hall of Famers? They don't have but 3 Hall of Famers on the team.
I'm sorry to let you know this, Clip, but when you look at a first round ballot in Kerry, you look at a first round ballot in Clay, you look at probably the second or third round ballot in Draymond, you look at a first round ballot in KD, and as bad as I hate to say this,
Andre Iguodala?
We both know Iguodala's going to the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, see now that's the problem with the Hall of Fame. They gotta stop letting everybody in. Cause honestly, Draymond. I guess he would be a 4-time champion, Draymond. So I guess you got a point there.
All I can say is this, and as a valued Bulls fan as you are, Dennis Rodman with offense. That's all I can tell you. Draymond is a 20th century.
Sometimes he offensive. You're right. I mean, Dennis Rodman changed the game because you started having players that couldn't play. So what was the big beat? I mean, I think Golden State was. I didn't even think they was gonna have trouble as they have, but yeah, I got Golden State in Toronto though. I'm gonna still roll with the player number 2 up in Toronto.
You make valid points, but as we've spoken before off the record, we both know that Kawhi is a top 3 player in the NBA. Very valuable to their franchise, will be valuable to any franchise. As an avid Laker fan, Kawhi, if you're listening, holler at us.
Oh man, stop trying to get Kawhi over there with LeBron.
But he has no support. I think Nick Nurse is on the deep end of the pool with no life preserver. I think his rotation is out of whack. I think that he should be starting Serge Ibaka over Marc Gasol. I understand that Gasol has helped him make this great playoff run, but Serge Ibaka is the beat of that heart. And without him, we're seeing what's happening.
Maybe he listened to us in Game 4. Maybe he get that change made.
I hope so, because if you don't, they're gonna be 3-1. Because Joel is having a field day with Marcus O. I mean, there's no defense been playing. It's Olay. It's a bull running, and he just taking a red rag and just getting out the way.
All right. And so you had a little gripe you wanted to get. You said you needed to vent a little bit. What did you want to vent about with the NBA?
Cliff, prior to us, me calling in, I had a gripe. My biggest thing right now is a kid of the late 70s, early 80s, growing up through those times, watching basketball, specifically the NBA. We both grew up in that time where they had heart, they played for a reason. Uh, the NBA wasn't in flux with a bunch of AAU babies. Everybody wasn't best friends. Everybody didn't know each other. Your favorite team was the Chicago Bulls. My favorite team as a child was the New York Knicks. Hated rivals. You wasn't gonna get if we knocked Michael Jordan down. Patrick Ewing gonna sticking his hand out and helping him up. If Scottie Pippen fouled John Starks, he wasn't helping him up. He was giving him a glare and gonna knock him down the next time down the court.
The good old days.
Yeah, absolutely, the great days of basketball.
Even when the Knicks did cheat the Bulls the year that Scottie was about to take the Bulls to the championship without Michael. Yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
I don't think the Knicks had anything to do with that. I think that was a man in zebra stripes. And Scottie showed that he couldn't hold the pressure. They put too much on his shoulders that year, and it ended in a tragic way. I mean, from a personal Arkansan, I love him. I hope he always does well. He's the 50th greatest player in the league. But that chair throwing incident, it kind of salted his career, man.
That ain't really had nothing to do with the fact that we're not gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that on another episode. We'll get a throwback episode, and we can bring all that up.
Yeah, we will. So to elaborate on what you asked me and what I wanted to talk about, I think the NBA has became soft as baby shit. And I hope I don't offend your viewers by saying that, but I don't think there's no more players that has that pedigree from the 80s and 90s where they can go out and grind and play, what we used to play as in park basketball where you wasn't calling ticky-tack fouls. They started softening the league up when they took hand check away.
That's true.
And we both know that Michael Jeffries Jordan was a cause of that hand checking to be removed. But we won't elaborate on that. We're going that in the old school show.
I mean, he was doing folks, even getting hand check, he was doing folks, though.
So, I think that the NBA has powder puffed the game. I think the refs are way too involved. That's in any professional sport now. Refs want to be seen more than the players, and they involve themselves in things that they shouldn't involve themselves in. I'll elaborate on the Golden State in the Houston Rockets series. It was a tragedy the first game of the missed calls that was happening in that game. They picked the thing that they wouldn't call, and obviously that thing didn't get called. James Harden was fouled on multiple 3-pointers, and nobody ever called it.
I fault James Harden for all of that.
I'm sorry, Cliff. How can you set up and say that the man could not have landing space for him to follow through on his shot? Any other person that would have been, not say any other person. Let's say any other team that Houston would have been playing would have got that call. But because Golden State is a golden goose of the NBA, they don't get that call called against them. If you reverse the fields and you say that Chris Paul is running out on Steph Curry and didn't let him get his landing, that's foul every day. I mean, I'm tired of the NBA babying the players that need to be baby. You look at the things that Draymond Green does, the bickering, the going back and forth with refs.
That's all the players, though.
But obviously, you were correct. It is all the players that whine and cry. And this started in the late 90s with KG and a few other players.
Wow, I thought KG was one of your favorites.
He's one of my favorite, but yes, he does whine a lot. He did whine a lot, and he did cry. I think it's time for these guys to man up. They're making millions of dollars to play a game that we would love to make money on playing, and they can't take a foul.
Hey.
I mean, you can barely touch a guy, and the next thing you know, he's falling into the stands with blood running out of his face. We don't understand. I don't understand as a child of the 80s how this could be basketball.
For the money they make, I play out inside of the storm.
Exactly. I think they've taken some of the luster of basketball away. It's no more fighting. It's no more handshakes. It's no more hard fouls. We grew up when Detroit and Bulls went at it. When New York, you had the teams when the East was the beast. So you had teams that was afraid to come to New York, fearful of going to Chicago, didn't even want to get off the bus in Detroit. Now you have all these teams with these prima donna players that are best friends with everybody because they've been playing with them since they was 9 or 10 years old. They want to shake their hands, kiss their face. They want to hold the jerseys up. I think it's a blasphemy.
Yeah. The NBA's changed. It's changed a lot.
So, that's my rant on this is to say we're pumping millions of dollars into a bunch of powder puffs. I love to go watch a game, every now and then, but I think to me it's losing its luster because number one, we have repetitiveness. I mean, can somebody tell me when somebody won a championship that wasn't Golden State in the last 5 years?
Hey, LeBron got one in there. He got one in there.
Well, yeah, we're not even going to talk about that fiasco that's going on over there in the Lakerville. I mean,
yeah, we'll get you on for the year-end review so we can discuss all the good stuff that happened in the NBA.
Well, you got to have an executive and a coach in place before I can even address your franchise first, Cliff.
I mean, Magic quit.
I think Magic resigned. Let's not say quit.
He quit. It's quit. I mean, I talked about that on one of the other episodes. A lot of people was down on me too. I had women even calling me talking about Magic didn't quit. Why are you talking about him like that? And it is what it is. Hey, I take good comments, bad comments. Hey, they all the same to me. They comments.
Well, I want to commend you for taking those comments, but as a friend and a foe, I will say you're completely wrong because I think Magic is happy. He's still contributing. I just saw on Instagram where he had a picture with him and Jenny Buss at dinner last night.
Instagram. Have you secretly got an Instagram account and everybody don't know?
No, sir. I am not a social media person. It was provided to me on Yahoo Sports. So, I don't deal with social media. So I think Magic's going to be heavily played into the executive hire as well as the head coach hire. And, but let's not stick up a show with the Lakers right now. We've talked about.
Yeah, we'll talk about them another time. We definitely will.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, sir. Anytime I can get you on and get your knowledge, hey, it's a win for me and a win for the listeners out there. So we definitely appreciate what you have to offer, sir.
Well, Cliff, I really do appreciate you taking the time to speak with me tonight. But before I go, as a valued Arkansas Razorback fan, born and bred in McGee, Arkansas, I have to give up after I talked down on your coach, Chad Morrison. I had no faith in him. And I'm still wavering on the fence with him. But I will say this. As an organization, as a leader of the Hogs football organization, I will say this about him. Bless the man that went off and signed a HBC, historically black college, to a future contract in the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Lions. Thank you, Chad.
In-state school. Not just any SBCU. An in-state one.
That's correct. First time ever happening. We have some very proud HBCs in our state, but UAPB is one of the oldest and proudest. And I thank him for going out and signing them. That helps not only the school and financially, recruiting,
the whole state,
and visibility. Yes, that's correct.
Yes, I do appreciate that in him. Although I think those Arkansas State Red Wolves won't smoke with the Hogs, and they really gonna want that smoke now that since we didn't offer them that contract opportunity.
Well, I think Chad is an equal opportunity, so they might get to stoke their fire. So if they want that smoke, they can get it. But I think it will hurt them in the long run because they're in the division that we are. They are FBS school. So it might hurt your recruiting if you get beat by 40. So I don't think they want to do that. But on last note, wouldn't we love it for Arkansas and PB to play on homecoming?
That ain't gonna happen.
Wouldn't it be something exciting to go to PB and watch Arkansas and PB play on their homecoming weekend?
Well, they both. I can tell you this. I did read both games actually are in Fayetteville, so neither one of them are in Pine Bluff.
Well, I don't think they had a facility
Yeah,
that's
they wouldn't be able to
you
hold the
know.
fans, but hey, I don't think the fans of UAPB. I guarantee the band shows up in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
I think we'll have quite a bit of fans that drive up there. That's going to be a historic moment in both of our home state, where this team is going to get to play in Fayetteville. We both know it as the Hill. I think the fans will make that 4-hour trip to celebrate that moment, as well as to bag the young men and women that attend UAPB.
And they'll be
I
in the ball
myself,
game for at least one quarter.
yes, sir, it will be, but I think we'll know the title will show. But it'll just be a great thing for our state. And once again, Cliff, man, I want to thank you for letting me on your show tonight. Thank you, viewers, for listening. And I look forward to being on another time.
All right, great talking to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna be right back with another caller on Off the Cliff Sports. Some more of the NFL draft recap. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back here on Off the Cliff Sports. I got another football savant on the line here. We got Mo on the line, an avid Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, and we're gonna get some draft analysis going. How you doing tonight, Mo?
Man, what's going on, Cliff? You enjoyed the draft?
I think the Redskins stole the draft. I'm not a fan, but I like Haskins. I like Sweat. I think they own or surprised us. Still need to change their mascot name, but hey, that's neither here nor there. And I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to end up firing their coach at the end of the year because they didn't do a good job at all. Just my takes.
Damn, that's rough.
So, who do you say won the draft, or one of the teams that had A+ draft?
The Redskins was one of my teams. I thought they definitely had value in Dwayne Haskins with the 15th pick. It was very and going trading back into the first round to get Montez Sweat was smart. Bryce Love, a nice change of pace back for him in the fourth round. That's a high value pick, especially with what's the boy from LSU from last year that got hurt. Guys. So that'd be a nice combination. Injuries was the concern, but I like theirs.
Didn't you forget a guy though? His name All Day. I think that's his first name.
We just talking about the draft and the young pieces. All day is all day. Mr. Peterson is one of my favorite backs of all time. Definitely. But he's getting up there in age, so the young bucks are going. They're going to want to play the young bucks too. But all day is definitely going to do what he does. And the Redskins got one of the best offensive lines in the league. My actual steal of who I think had the best draft, top to bottom, was actually John Gruden's Oakland Raiders.
Wow.
I liked it. Now, I didn't really like the fact that they passed on Josh Allen. I think he's a premier pass rusher, but I can't understand because they're a 4-3 set. And Kellen Farrell for Clemson, I do think he's one of the better defensive rushing ends.
He's not a top 10 pick though.
I would have traded back for him, but people don't know about Farrell. If I'm correct, he didn't redshirt. He is a true junior. So you're talking about a kid that didn't redshirt, the true junior came out early. If he came back next year, he'd probably be a top 5 pick. The kid is seriously good. So I think it's high too, but it fits their scheme. You took Josh Jacobs with the 24th pick, doing all type of back, and especially now that Isaiah Correll's out for the year, with the ACL. I think that's even better. You got Jonathan Abrams, big time safety from Mississippi State. I love that pick. So, and then they got Trayvon Mullins from Clemson. So those are four just solid picks right in a row, like bang, bang, bang. So I think they have the best draft. And the Patriots had a pretty solid draft also.
Yeah, they picked about 20 players, so I mean, you got to hit on some of the 20.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think they had a lot of high value picks. I like the receiver from Arizona State. He's nice. Vanderbilt, and I think the DN from Michigan. I think he's gonna be like like my boy from who played for the Steelers, the outside linebacker.
TJ Watt. Brother. TJ Watt.
Huh? Yeah, I think he's gonna be in that type of mode. He's real good.
I mean, the best pick they made, though, they picked this stud linebacker out of the University of Arkansas named Dre Greenlaw. That's going to be their signal caller in the next 2 years. Just keep that as a note of reference. Just a note of reference. Just a little note of reference for you. They picked up this back out of Arkansas, so.
He can't be that good. You said he's from Arkansas, right?
Well, I'm just letting you know the last two players they got from Arkansas, one of them has 2 rings. The other one has 1 ring from the Patriots. Just FYI.
Okay. Y'all don't got too many players coming out of Arkansas. Do they even play football still in Arkansas?
All I can tell you, we had the same amount of players as LSU this year, and both of us had more players than Miami. So, just throwing it out there. So, who had the worst draft in your eyes, other than the Atlanta Falcons and, possibly the Cowboys?
I'll be honest. I think the Cowboys had one of the. I think they reached a lot. That may also be my Cowboy bias because I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, no, I can't say they. So they did select 2 of my Miami Hurricanes. I'm not gonna go that far with it. I'm not gonna disrespect my Miami Hurricanes ever like that. Trying to think, who didn't have a good draft? I could say your Broncos, but I'd be lying.
Yeah, we had a good draft. I mean, no, let me change that. We had a B minus, if you ask me. So I'll be honest with it, B minus, C plus. So I wasn't thrilled, but I said the Falcons. I didn't like their draft.
I didn't really like Houston's draft.
Who did they pick up?
Some Titus Howard from Alabama State. With the first one,
I remember that they picked the player out the SWAC with the first pick.
Yeah, so
instead of getting a known offensive lineman, which they need to protect their quarterback who keeps getting hit.
Right. So they probably, to me, I thought they could have did a lot more with their draft. I didn't really like their draft too much. Besides that, most teams had a solid draft, I think. I mean.
So what do you think about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Man, C minus, bro. C minus.
So you wasn't happy, although they got a stud with their first pick.
They got the stud. Devin White, number 5 pick. We didn't move back. We couldn't move back. I told y'all last time we needed to move back, but I said Devin White is who we're going to take. But I was okay with it. The reason they got a C minus is because they could have got Greedy Williams out of LSU. I don't know why he kept dropping. I'm thinking because it was character issues, because people keep saying he can't tackle. He's my corner.
He can't
tackle. I don't pay him to tackle anyway, so I could care less. Tackling is the cherry on top. How do you pass on Greedy Williams when he was right there in the second round? If we would have took Greedy Williams, we had an A+ draft. We didn't take Greedy Williams. That sucks. We didn't get another running back. I understand we just drafted Ronald Jones last year.
You got 2 running backs, though.
No. This is the thing. In the NFL, you need a pass-catching running back. You know who our pass catching running back was last year? Jacquez Rogers,
Well,
32-year-old from Oregon.
it should be Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones is not he can't catch. That's the thing. He didn't catch at USC. He's not a big time catcher. Peyton Barber is not a big time catcher. So my opinion was we should have went and got that pass catching back because we need to get younger. Jacquez Rogers was our third down back last year. That's no good. I hope Ronald Jones is better, but I really wanted Hill from what's his name? Justice Hill. I thought Justice Hill would have been perfect for us. Also Baltimore did a great job. I think they had a top 5 draft.
They were okay. I mean,
bro,
one of the things.
Now, maybe they don't pan out, but you add who's the boy? You add Mark Ingram as your running back. Then you get Justice Hill, try to make him your Kamara. Then you get weapons for Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown to go over the top, so they can't stack 9 and 10 man fronts up. Now, receivers are hard to know in the NFL, so who knows how he's gonna pan out? But you still got you a burner that could be a big time receiver. You get Jalen Ferguson from Lafayette, went there for a semester, a whole year. Great DN from Louisiana State.
This is my only problem. They drafted a quarterback.
Yeah, it was a 6th round pick.
Okay, what pick was Tom Brady? What round was Tom Brady in? Not comparing anybody. Not comparing him. But what Tom Brady was 6.
If you're afraid of competition, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, but a quarterback in the position that Jackson's in, you shouldn't have got another quarterback in the draft.
Why not?
What you pretty much is doing, to me, I think, is making another RG3 cousin situation. And you see that?
And guess what?
That was a terrible fail.
It was a fail. It wasn't a fail. No, it was a fail on the RG3 part. He stunk. To me, it's on the player. If you can't handle competition, you should invite if another quarterback. You should prove like y'all just wait for the pick. That's on y'all. If you better.
Yeah, that's what we all say. But
I'm just saying, competition.
I think they should have used that pick for another lineman.
It was a 6th round pick.
Should have used that on the lineman though instead of another quarterback. You could have got got somebody like Ryan Fitzpatrick to be back up.
Look, they got the boy, 2 receivers, a running back, an offensive lineman. The quarterback's not going to be the problem. If McSorley is starting, is because somebody ain't doing their job. He's a 1st round pick. McSorley's a 6th round pick. Guess who they want to win the competition?
Hey,
the
one that's going to win and the one they can pay less.
No. Oh, because in the NFL, the one position you're going to pay is the quarterback. Dak about to get $32 million.
Wow.
A year.
If the Cowboys pay Dak $32 million, they need to go somewhere and do something. They need to come to the top of the cliff if they pay Dak $32 million.
Hey, they're going to be on the top of the cliff, so they ain't got no choice but to give them that money. They ain't got no choice. That's the going price for a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, tank for Tua. That's a real thing.
I don't even know about Tua if Tua is the best quarterback coming out next year.
Wow.
You got to show me something.
So, I mean, he got the arm strength. He can throw any ball. The only thing, he got to stay healthy.
No, don't. If you watch Tua, and this is sometimes the detriment to playing on a great team, he's always throwing in a clean pocket. When he played in a pocket where he had to where he didn't have enough time to think, he didn't play well.
Well, I always want my quarterback to be in a clean pocket. So hey, that's
yes, but what I'm saying is yes, in a perfect scenario, everybody wants that. But in the NFL, you rarely gonna play in a clean pocket. But I'm just saying he has to grow.
So who you think's better? You think Jake Fromm's better? No. The boy from Oregon? No.
Sunshine's the best right now.
From Clemson?
Yeah.
Well, he can't come out next year, so it don't matter.
I know. I know.
I mean, that's 2 years down the road. Mr. Lawrence, he got one more year of college ball before he can come out.
Right now, I would say my order would be Fromm, Tua, and then Herbert.
Now, I don't see Fromm better than Tua. He can't handle the spotlight.
But
he had a chance to prove to Tua he was better than him, but he couldn't get it done. So
Well, Tua, he didn't lose to Tua. He lost to Jalen Hurts.
No, it was Tua.
He was beating Tua. If you want to remember the Georgia game,
yeah, he was beating him, but who was starting that game? Who got the win? Who got the win and the loss on their record?
I understand, but who was the reason they won the game? He stopped playing. Tua played like trash, and yes, he was hurt.
That's right. He had a broken ankle.
Hey, if you on the field, you got to play. You got to perform. I don't want to hear about injuries. If you hurt, then don't get on the field. If you're gonna use your injury as an excuse, don't get on the field. He was on the field. He looked horrible against a real defense. I'm just saying, right now, starting out, it can change because that's why we're gonna play the season. But right now, for me, Fromm would be ahead of Tua.
From Tua, then you got Herbert. Okay.
Herbert's just too quiet for me.
We're gonna revisit that.
He might have the best pulls out of them all. Herbert may have the best pulls out of them all, but he not that killer. He don't got that killer in him sometimes. So we'll see.
We'll revisit that come college football season. No biggie. So since I have you on the phone, I might as well go and get your finals prediction for the NBA.
Golden State in 5, whoever they play, don't matter in the conversation.
No, you're supposed to give me 2 teams. I mean, everybody pretty much know they're gonna win it all, but we still got to give 2 teams.
I got Golden State versus Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Boy, those Bucks are looking nice too. Whoever would have thought the Milwaukee Bucks? Hey, whoever would have thought the Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee Brewers would be relevant at the same time in sports?
At the same damn time.
I'm like, who plays football? Oh, Green. Oh, wow. Whoever thought that the Bucks and the Brewers would be more important than the Packers? Wow.
Oh, that hurt a lot of people in Milwaukee. That hurt a lot of people in Milwaukee's heart right there when you just said that. Because they hit them that was true.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, they football team right now that they own is trash.
Damn. Well, you have to call them trash. They still got A-Rod.
Yeah, but he has to have a rejuvenated season. We need to see Aaron Rodgers from a couple years ago.
Hey, is Giannis the second best player in the NBA?
No.
Right now?
I mean,
third?
Wait a minute, second. So he above KD? I mean, I think KD is having a Dirk from 2011 season right now in the playoffs. So Dirk was the best player in basketball in the 2011 playoffs, and that's what KD doing right now.
Look, bro, you should be trying to finagle this stuff. Right now, forget who is the best player in the NBA. Right now, period.
Well, I'm going to still say the King.
In the playoffs, not in the playoffs.
I'm going to say the King until he retired.
The King?
Yes, he can. LeBron James best player in the NBA until he retires.
He probably, right there, at this point, he's probably number 4. I won't be that dude. He's number, I go KD, Giannis, LeBron.
Wow. So he's not, well, of course he's not Michael Jordan.
Huh?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, okay, I'm going to still put the King as number 1 because at the end of the day, if the King needs to go out there and do something with Kevin Durant, I think he can.
First of all, the one person the King can't do nothing to is KD. We're not seeing that the last 2 years. KD pulling from 35 in his eye. So,
again, like I always say, let's see how KD works if it was just KD and one other star instead of KD and a championship team.
Well, we saw what LeBron did with just the King and no stars. He didn't even make the playoffs. He can't do too well himself.
This year. He was hurt this year. We know that. You all know that. I mean, LeBron went to the finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers and
Yeah, Kevin Love.
no, before Love, his first time in the finals when San Antonio beat him up.
You right, but that's because Detroit was silly and kept pressing them, and rather than just letting them shoot.
So, but I got Golden State too. At the beginning of the playoffs, I thought Golden State honestly was going to sweep the playoffs, and I guess they didn't want. I guess there was TV ratings involved. So,
Golden State don't take it serious enough to where they're going to sweep
until
So
they
that's
lose
not
a
gonna
game.
happen.
Until they lose a game, but I think they're gonna sweep
Right.
Houston. Y'all keep thinking I'm crazy. They're gonna sweep Houston to prove a point.
They're not. They're not going to sweep Houston. Golden State's not at the level where they want to prove points.
Okay.
So they usually need to take a loss. Yeah, they lost twice to the Clippers. They're not sweeping
You say they not want to prove a point, but number 35, as much as I don't like him, he proved a point over the last 5-6 games.
Yeah,
he was proving a
Yeah,
point.
he's the best player in the world.
He was talking about.
You know my name.
He said he's not gonna shoot the ball, but he shot the ball 2 of those games 26 times. So that's pretty much like shooting it 30 times. And he said he wasn't gonna do that.
Hey.
But
You
yes,
know who that man is, man.
seeing Milwaukee in the championship would be great, I guess. I think that'll be a good feel-good story.
If Embiid can stay healthy, maybe feel it. But I'm gonna go with the best team.
He can't stay healthy because he's hurting.
In the East. Embiid's a beast, though, bro.
I don't
Probably best big man since Shaq.
I don't like Embiid. I'm just be honest. I don't like Ben Simmons. That's why I don't like Embiid because of Ben Simmons.
Why you don't like Embiid, bro? Best big man since Shaq.
Yeah, Olajuwon. I'll give him Olajuwon comparison. He can shoot. He shoots good free throws. I mean, I give him that, and he plays a little defense.
Bro, best big man since Shaq.
I just hope he don't let Ben Simmons rub off on him.
We pray Ben Simmons let us see his greatness and he gets himself a jump shot. Just go work on your jump shot at the summer, son.
I'm gonna just be honest. I think Lonzo Ball is better than Ben Simmons. I threw it out there for all y'all.
You need to meet yourself at the top of the cliff for saying such disrespectful. Lonzo Ball better than Ben Simmons?
Lonzo Ball is better than Ben Simmons at the end of the day because he's not afraid to show people that he can't shoot.
We're gonna take your card from you.
Stop being afraid to show people you can't shoot. Ooh.
He's not half the player Ben Simmons. Are you serious? Ben Simmons averaged 18 points without a shot.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
We'll see as their careers continue to grow.
Lonzo Ball don't even clip the stop, bro. I don't want to disrespect Lonzo Ball, but he ain't. No, he's not even in the conversation. Like Ben Simmons is an all-star. Lonzo Ball, he's trying to make the rookie all-star game. Stop, bro.
Did Ben Simmons make the all-star team?
Who?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
He made the all-star team?
Barry Sanders?
Okay.
Yeah. Barry Sanders, running back for the Lions?
No, I said that Ben Simmons make the all-star team.
Oh, yeah. Ben Simmons made the all-star team.
Darn, the East really will suck. That's the problem. The East really sucks.
Ben Simmons is one of the best young players in the NBA. It's not even close. Bruh. Lonzo Ball's not even.
How can you call him one of the best young players and he don't even shoot a jump shot?
That's how good he is. That's what's bad about it. You're right. What you said about his jump shot, 100% right. And he's still one of the best young players in the NBA, without a doubt.
He might not ever win a title.
Hey, Jason Kidd didn't have a jump shot when he first started either.
No, he would at least shoot the ball. I mean, you gotta at least throw it up there.
No, I'm just saying, Jason Kidd learned to shoot. Ben Simmons, as long as he wants to be great, he can learn to shoot also.
Well,
you can't teach his first step. You can't teach his passing ability, his playmaking ability. All he got to do is want to learn to shoot.
I hate talking about curses, but You know, he is messing with a Kardashian. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Get out. Get out there before you're in that second place.
Hey.
Get out.
Chris Humphries, Reggie Bush. I mean, Lamar Odom, Kanye. You know, I'm just talking about the athlete. I'm just talking about the athlete, though.
Is Kanye because of Kanye or is it because of the Kardashian curse? Or is that just Kanye?
Well, it's a little of both. I mean, he's still.
That's what I was gonna say.
His mom passed away, messed him up a little bit. But the athletes, though, they ain't had no excuse. So yeah. Hey, it was great having you on the show.
No worries, man. Appreciate you having me all the time, man.
I got to get a big show. I need to get a panel together because I want to get y'all into some heated debates. We gonna get this working for the football NFL season.
Oh, it's gonna be rowdy. Oh, one question. So, what you think about Drew Luck or what's his name, the quarterback?
Drew Lock, the person John Elway picked.
Yeah, what you think? You think he gonna be ready?
I'm an SEC guy, so I think he's average. That's all I can give you. The best part about all of this is John got him in the second round, so we don't have to take a hit for that money. That's the best part about the whole thing.
That is good, but if he pans out to be the big time quarterback, y'all got to pay him a year early because you can't put the 5th-year option on him.
That's okay. I mean, if he pans out to be that guy, that means we haven't won a Super Bowl in year 3.
Calm down.
We did win one 3 years ago. Just letting you know. I mean, I'm a little disappointed because I really wanted them to. I love Chris Harris, but I really wanted them to trade Chris Harris and get another first-round pick.
Nobody's gonna give y'all a first-round pick for Chris Harris.
There was offers out there, so yes, they would. Chris Harris is he had offers for first-round pick. Chris Harris is a top 5 cornerback.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Just letting you know. Maybe the Buccaneers probably should have picked him up.
No, evidently we don't need corners. We just pass up on them because we passed up on Greedy Williams.
I mean, we hadn't seen Greedy play in the pros. We can't just say he gonna be that guy. We saw Chris Harris play in the pros. He got 2, maybe 3 more good years in him.
Bro, Greedy Williams was considered hands down from every analyst the best cover corner coming out the draft. I'm in the business of acquiring talent, bro. Go ahead and get that talent. Don't be cute. Don't be funny. Go ahead and get Greedy Williams. God, dog. Ugh.
You know why I created this show, right? For the everyday Joes and the everyday James. We don't listen to the analysts because they don't know no more than we know. Just FYI. Hey, we watch the same. We probably watch more of the games than they watch. They just watch clips.
True. We stay on these games, man.
I mean, Greedy Williams is good, but I just don't know if. I don't see Greedy Williams being able to man up against one of your best, Mike Evans. He's not going to be able to man up with Mike Evans.
No. He about to get that work. But what I'm saying is we took the corner, and I didn't know who he was. I researched him some. I watched clips on him. He looks like he can be a player. But what I'm saying is, be in the business of acquiring talent. Go ahead and take the best corner, the best cover corner. You're not paying the corner to tackle, so I don't know why y'all folks emphasizing, well, you don't tackle. I could care less. Can he cover?
Nowadays, you got to tackle a little bit because when you got monsters like Mike Evans and Julio out there, you're not going to be able to cover them, so you got to try to tackle them.
I understand, but most times the monsters are catching balls. I want somebody I can say, hey, take that side of the ball, that side of the field away. I'm just saying, take the cover guy, man. We'll see. That's why they're paying the money. But I know if Greedy becomes a 5-time, 6-time All-Pro, I'm gonna be ticked off.
Yeah, that means your team made a bad selection. But hey, you know what? Hey, y'all got a new coaching staff coming in.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm chilling now. I do love the coaching staff we got. Todd Bowles, Bruce Arians, Brian Leftwich. Let me let them do their job, and then we'll go from there.
You're right.
At least I got me. Let me let them do the job. So
and knowing Bruce Arians, offense is gonna be strong and the key.
Offense always gonna be strong when you got Mike Evans out there, you got Mr. Goodwin out there, and you got Jaden. Not throwing it to the other team.
Yeah, you might should have tried to get another quarterback possibility.
Oh no! We don't want any of the quarterbacks. They good. I support what they're doing. We're gonna give Jameis that 5th-year option. We're gonna see what he do this year. If he trip, we can cut ties.
Tank for Tua.
We can be in that Tua sweepstakes. So,
I mean, but if you're gonna tank for Tua, you gotta know you're gonna tank after that first week. I mean, the first month. So you don't got the 4 games to figure it out.
But actually, I'm not worried because, truth be told, like I told you, right now I got Fromm first, Tua second, and Herbert. And honestly, I'll take any one of the 3 at this point. So if I want Jameis to succeed, I think he could be big time quarterback. But I'm saying if he doesn't succeed, I'll take any one of those 3 young bucks.
Okay.
So I don't think Tua's Superman like everybody thinks right now. I think he has the ability to be good, but I don't think he's something we've never seen before.
Tua's probably going to win the Heisman this year.
Oh, yeah, he's going to win the Heisman because he's going to play the whole game.
Oh.
He ain't going to play half the game.
No.
Like he did last year.
I'm sorry, my bad. That was a false statement by me. I want to retract that statement. I'm sorry. Sunshine is going to win the Heisman this year because Clemson is going to go undefeated and win back-to-back national titles. You heard it from me first.
I ain't going to argue with that because that offense is sick. They got 2 stud receivers at Clemson right now. I don't know their names, but they 2 studs.
Actually, it's 3. They top 3 receivers are back.
No.
And they top 2 running backs are back.
And that running back is nice, too. I always forget his name, but their offense is ready. I can't wait for football season. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun shows during the season, football.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. I'm gonna let you get out of here so we can get this show over. That's what I'm about to do is get this show over. So I appreciate your call, sir.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me.
Until next time. Go Broncos and Bucks. Hope y'all the best. All right, so that's our NFL draft analysis. Long episode, but a lot of good content for you guys. We're going to go right into our favorite segment, Top of the Cliff. This week, I really wanted to bring Mr. Tyreek Hill up here to the top of the cliff, but some people told me, let Tyreek live for right now because we don't know everything. Let's wait until this investigation gets completed. Will do. We always have someone we can bring to the top of the cliff. And this week, we're going to bring number 45 to the top of the cliff. Mr. Prez, come on and join me up here on the cliff. The commander of the free world had another team come to the White House for their visit. The Baylor Lady Bears, who had an unbelievable season, champions again under Mookie. The ladies come to the White House and they're greeted with fast food for their trips and their troubles. They came from Waco, Texas, all the way to Washington, D.C., and they were greeted with some good old burgers, fries, and pizza. If we were going through a presidential shutdown or a government shutdown, I would say, okay, it was a government shutdown. The shelves and all weren't there. But that's not even a valid case or a good case. We're not in a government shutdown. This is the White House. There's money to be spent. Spend the money to treat these kids as they should be treated. Most of these teams that come to the White House, their players don't even eat fast food because they have chefs, they have nutritionists that put them on strict diets to eat certain things. They may get to eat a lot because they do get food catered to them in the sports dorm, but most likely it's going to be protein. It's going to be stuff they need to get their body in the right physical shape. So they may eat a lot of chicken, they may eat a lot of steak, but it's going to be on a healthy scale, I guess you could say. But our president says, hey, y'all come ahead and visit me. Let's take some nice photos, and I'm going to treat you with some fast food, and then get out my house. I think the president forgot it's not his house. The White House belongs to the United States of America. And treating these kids and these professional teams like this is totally degrading. It's degrading on multiple levels, but he really doesn't care. All it is a Photoshop, a photo shoot for him, publicity. Whether it's good press, bad press, I don't think he cares. He knows it's press. So, 45, please join me on top of the cliff. Like I tell everybody, it's your choice when you get there. That's your top of the cliff segment for today. We're going to come back after a real quick break and get over some NBA and some NHL playoff analysis real quick, and then we're going to get you guys out of here. Thank you for listening to Off the Cliff Sports. Be back in a quick second. Cliff Jacks back here with you on Off the Cliff Sports. So in our hockey take for the week, we're in the second round of the playoffs. We have a team that swept their first round opponent, getting swept in the second round. Odd. The New York Islanders are the team that holds that title. They had a great first round. Unfortunately, the second round didn't work out. The Islanders finished this season with over 100 points, so they were one of the best teams in the league. Being the best team in the regular season doesn't mean anything in the playoffs. Just ask the Tampa Bay Lightning. Two of the teams that squeaked into the playoffs, the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche, are both in the playoffs, and both the Stars are up one game. Going into Game 6, they can close out their series, and the Colorado Avalanche are tied 2-2 in their series. So both of those teams that no one thought would be there have a chance to move forward. Right now, the Boston Bruins had the best record that's left in the playoffs, but honestly, I don't know if they're going to get out this second round. They're playing a pretty good series right now, but from what I've seen so far, that upstart Columbus team playing really well, and I think Columbus is going to upset Boston. Right now, if I had to put money on it, I think San Jose, who's playing Colorado, has a real good chance of getting to the Stanley Cup Finals. But I'm just going for what I think I know about hockey. In my heart of hearts, I'm just cheering for those Dallas Stars since that's a local team. We're going to see how things play out with the Stanley Cup. This weekend is going to be big. By the time we get around to our next episode, we should have a few teams in the conference finals. On the NBA side of things, we do have some exciting series going on that side as well. We have the Golden State Warriors up 2-0 as of this podcast on the Houston Rockets. We'll definitely know where things set by the time we get to the next episode. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics are going back and forth. Good series there. I think that's going to go 6 or 7. And you also got the Philadelphia 76ers, who seized home court away from the Toronto Raptors. I think that's the 6 or 7 game series also. The intriguing series is that Denver Nuggets, Portland Trailblazers, which, as of this podcast, it was 1-1, and they were actually playing as the podcast was being recorded. So, if you're a Nuggets fan, Trailblazers fan, I think that's going to be a high-scoring series. And I want to give Denver the leg up, but a lot of my people are saying I'm biased because Portland beat OKC. So I am a little biased. Still a little in my feelings about that series. But we do have some good playoff basketball going on, just as we do have some good hockey going on. It's a good time right now for sports. Real good time for sports at the moment. Tiger Woods did not play in this most recent golf tournament. Just a little FYI for you guys. He taking a break, but after winning the Masters, hey, you don't have to play no more until the next major. If you ask me, just go out there and get you some practice round, which he got golf courses all around his house, so I don't think he has a problem with that. We have a lot of things going on this weekend. The Kentucky Derby. I did hear that the favorite to win the Kentucky Derby actually has been pulled out already. So that's kind of a bummer. I think it's going to be a little rain in the Kentucky area Saturday, so it's going to be one of those wet tracks, which those horses are used to those type of tracks. I couldn't tell you who's the favorite now that the favorite's been pulled off, but there's always some interesting names in the Derby. Somebody's going to come up big. One thing I can tell you, there's going to be a lot of ladies with these big old hats on, a lot of guys in suits. I would have probably went in a polo shirt and some jeans if I go to the Derby. I hope that's acceptable out there. All right, guys, that's your stuff. That's your info for today. We're going to come back with our quote of the day so I can get you guys out of here on our draft recap show. Thank you for listening off to Cliff Sports. Thank you all for listening off to Cliff Sports this week. We had a great show. I appreciate you guys. Always remember, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Listen to all the episodes on on YouTube and on podbean.com. Our quote today is coming from Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. That quote again, you have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. And that's from the great Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's been a pleasure sharing my information with you guys, my opinions, my listeners and callers' opinions. Remember, Off the Cliff Sports is a podcast for all of us, Everyday Joes, Everyday Janes, and yours truly, Cliff Jacks. See you soon. I'm out of here. Peace.